So leaders are often caught in a bit of a struggle between wanting to look after their employees and their health, but also that they have a pressure to perform. And the rest, practice, perform approach we've designed so that you no longer have to have that tension, that it is completely possible to have both. My 3 tips for organisations that want to implement this are: know your performance window. The reason that the performance window is important is that it's often a lot shorter than you think. So often organisations think that you have to perform 24 hours a day, but actually there will be key elements of your day, your week, your month, even your year, where the performance is really important. So if you're working in retail, that may be over the festive period. You may be working to your clients' rhythm. For example, if your clients have certain peaks, that kind of thing. So you can look at when your performance is really needed, and that's an important part so that you're not always on. You know when that's really important and you can focus your efforts towards that. Identifying the key capabilities and skills are a really important part, because if you think about it from a sports perspective, sports professionals spend more time practicing than they do performing. So you, in an organisation, really thinking through what do I actually need in terms of my skills and capabilities, which may not be the obvious things. So things like management capabilities or leadership capabilities, for example, are often very general. They're not necessarily exactly what the organisation needs, but what specific skills, leadership skills even, does your organisation need? Like, is it problem solving? Is it decision making? Is it your ability to deal with difficult conversations? It's not necessarily all of those things. Some things will be more important than others. So you can really focus your practice or training attention on the things that really matter, not just a broad brush approach to everything. When you're thinking about what's the right type of rest for you or your team, think about what is it that you expend when you're doing your most intense focused work. So if your work is very creative, you may need creative rest. And that may mean sort of being in spaces with creative things and not doing anything about that, because creative people often feel like almost a compulsion to act on creative cues. If you're someone who does a very physical job, then you may need physical rest. So it's different for everybody, and it's what really is the thing that you are very good at, and therefore you intensely use it when you're performing. But you can't afford to wear that out because that's your special skill. So you need to make sure that you switch out of that mode sometimes. One of the key things is that you don't expect to be perfect. You can't do everything absolutely right. But if you just do a little bit more of these things, like a little bit more of honing in your performance window, a little bit more thinking about the capabilities that you need, and really designing around the right type of rest, you'll find that you'll get much better performance and outcomes, but also importantly, you'll keep well and you'll keep your teams well as well.